If they ain't got it, I'ma mask up and take it. 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 Mask up and take it.
Alright, well that took less time than I thought it would. Doesn't really seem fair to end the video there, so I guess I'll give you a bonus unboxing. Alright, so in this package is a mask that isn't complete dog shit. This mask is extremely valuable and extremely rare, and this is actually my 4th copy, being the 4th out of the 6 known copies in existence. So, some of you guys probably know what mask this is, and some of you probably don't. For any of the new guys, this is one of my all-time favorite masks. It is definitely a holy grail of mine. I couldn't believe when I owned just one of these, and then they started coming in every so often, and I actually got lucky. I did a trade with somebody, and I got this mask. So, this one is probably the worst out of all 4 of my copies now, and I think with a little TLC, it's going to fit in just dandy with the other ones. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Packaged very, very well. And when I say worst out of the 4, I don't mean that there's anything really wrong with it. It just looks like it's been like stored kind of not so great over the years. But I think that we can bring it back to life, and that is something that we will do in this video just to make sure. Bag after bag after bag. Okay, here we go. Yep, definitely a little misshapen, but the guy said that there was no rot, which is a good thing. So, here we have my 4th Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire Mask, and as you can see, he is a little wonky, but nothing feels hard, nothing feels crisp. I definitely think that this entire piece is salvageable. We just need to stuff it properly and get it back to shape. But yeah, all in all, not bad for a little trade. Definitely not bad to own over half of the copies that exist. I think there's another one owned by someone named Rich Campbell, and there's another one owned by someone who I can never remember their fucking name. Sorry, guy. You're just the mini vamp guy to me. But whenever you're ready to sell yours, I'll gladly take it. So I'll set this guy here for a second, and I'll just briefly tell you guys about the mask for anybody that doesn't know, or maybe you haven't seen any of the other videos that I've done on these guys. This is a Distortions Unlimited Mini Vampire. It comes from a line of mini monsters that Distortions offered way back in the 90s. As I mentioned earlier, this is my 4th copy. I will grab the other ones and show them all together here at the end of the video. But yeah, this is my 4th copy, and there are only 6 out there, so I have 4 of the 6, which is pretty rad. One of mine is actually stage used by Mushroom Head. Blah. Unfortunately, it comes with that tagline, but at the same time, I might not know about this mask if it wasn't for Mushroom Head using it. Back in the day, before Mushroom Head had custom-made masks, they actually just used store-bought pieces, similar to how Slipknot did. And this is just one of the pieces that they happened to use. A guy named Murder Nickel that played the bass, maybe it was guitar, I don't fucking know. He used one of these. And ever since I saw it, I just kind of fell in love with the mask design. It just like screams 90s Halloween to me. There's just something special about Ed Edmonds' old crude sculpts from Distortions Unlimited. I've said that before, I'll probably say it again, because I just think it's true. There's something very Halloween-y and nostalgic about them. So yeah, as I mentioned, I got this on a trade, and I am super stoked. So I guess that's it for talking about the mask. Let's go ahead and get to repairing the mask. And just because I don't really know a transition for this, and you guys really seem to like that I use Davey 504 in my videos, here's this.
Alright, so as you guys can see, we are using the hot water in the sink method, and basically what we're going to do is just submerge the mask in the hottest water that we can. And like I said before, this is the sexiest water that I've ever seen in my life, and we're just going to kind of let that overtake the mask. Obviously we're going to take a photo for our patrons who have seen this project before any of you guys, and if you guys would like to join the patron hangout on Facebook, make sure to go sign up on Patreon. Anyways, we're just going to submerge this in hot water, kind of let it melt the mask, if you will, not actually do any damage to the mask, and the water is a lot kinder to the latex, which is important because these are 30-year-old masks, 1990s, so once we've got the mask nice and malleable, nice and pliable, whatever you want to call it, we can take it out of there, and we will start stuffing it. Right now we're just going to be doing a very loose stuffing with some plastic bags, and then I will go into certain areas like the nose with something a little harder. I like to use paper towels because they keep their shape and they don't like expand or contract like the plastic bags do, so they're easy to work with. So I'm just going to be stuffing this one into the tip of the nose, because it looks like the mask sat on its face and it flattened out the ball end of the nose there, and we kind of want to get that back to being round. So I'm going to stuff it in there, and just try to get it in there as tight as possible, like your mom, and let that sit and let the mask cool down, and as we do that, it should slowly but surely start to take shape.
Alright, so I don't know how well you guys can tell, but to me it looks like a night and day difference, almost like a completely different mask from when we unboxed it. Still not perfect, and it might not ever be, but it is slowly taking shape back to the mask that it once was. As you guys can probably see, it still has a pretty lumpy head. All I can do is hope that the overstuffing kind of helps bring the shape back to the head and gets rid of those lumps.
My lovely little lumps, check it out.
I fixed the ears using that paper towel technique that I showed you guys up there in the time lapses, as well as the nose, and I definitely think that it helps out drastically. And yeah, another mini vampire for the collection. These are hands down some of my favorite masks ever, and I had all of them together upstairs before I came down here to shoot this, and it's crazy to see how much difference there is in each copy. They all have character of their own somehow, and there's just like slightly different paints being used, slightly different finishes, and it's really, really cool to see them all together. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some nice up-close shots of this thing. I'll show it off individually at first, and then the last few shots I will have all of them together, and you guys can see the differences that I'm talking about. So that's going to do it for me here at the House of Masks. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Say no to drugs and alcohol, and until next time, I will see you guys later.